Hello, my friends. This is an electricity ship. This is Power to the People. We've got a special Halloween, Samhain, Day of the Dead reading for you. I was just meditating over the cards and shuffling them for you, and a couple of these popped out from the Dore tarot deck here, so we'll save those for later. And I've got 2 oracle decks here. So we've got 3 tarot decks and 2 oracle decks, which is a switch up from my usual 2 tarot decks and 3 oracle cards, but we'll get to that. And some delicious orange juice to wet my whistle. We've had a little bit of weather change, and my voice is suffering from that, but yeah, we've got the Urban Crow Oracle by MJ Cullinane, the Midnight Magic Tarot Deck of Mushrooms, Hieronymus Bosch, Dore, and then the Dreamscape Oracle. So I also created a Halloween playlist, which I'm really digging on. So I'll link that in the description box so that you can check it out. So much appreciation here for your likes, shares, subscribes, and comments. I love emoji comments especially. There are other ways to interact with the channel in the description box. So y'all are included in my monthly rituals as I give gratitude to y'all for being here, as well as right now, because I am so grateful. And yeah, I mean, I can already feel it sinking in. So I get in this vibe when I do this, so thank you. Whew. I just start like glowing up with feelings of gratitude. And I'd like to take a moment to thank our departed ancestors. May they watch over you, and may you attend to them as well. Don't ask them for things without giving back to the living world, right? Or offering prayers and hopes for them. That said, it was a full moon the other night, and I always wear this coin that my Grammy gave me. She died in the year 2000, but she chewed on this when she was a baby, and I received it many years later during a full moon eclipse that happened that was really spectacular. So this came to me right before that, and I always feel her presence when I wear this amulet. So, you know, to all who have gone before, blessings, peace to you. Thank you. Thank you for your life here on earth. And I'd like to take a moment with y'all who are beholding this video now. We're going to do this reading, and anything that doesn't feel comfortable for you to approach right now, you can just leave it behind. If it doesn't resonate with you, you can just leave it behind. But if it does sing your song, feel free to take that, claim it, roll with it. If you wish to pause the video and extrapolate with your own imagination, your own instinct, your own intuition, your own story, and the story of your body. Thank you for sharing your story here today. Whether it's in your heart or in the comments or however you choose to share it, even if it's just coming through, thank you, because you're a part of this. This is Power to the People, living and dead. So let's take a moment to be grateful for anything in our life, whether it be somebody's cool Halloween costume you've seen recently, a magnet on the fridge, sunlight, a leaf in the path, or anyone who's gone before who touched your life, and you are grateful that they have lived, and to be grateful that we live. So let's take a deep breath. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to start with these oracle decks, and we'll look at the cards after. Message, please. For our highest good on All Hallows Eve, Day of the Dead. All Hallows Eve and Day of the Dead. Okay, there's two. And this one's sticking out too, so I'm going to put that one to the side. This might end up being a long reading, but, you know, the veil is thin. All right, and from the Dreamscape Oracle. Thank you. We have, oh gosh, whoo, High Priestess, right off the bat. Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. Wow, tremendous. Ugh. And at the bottom of the deck, the Two of Swords. So I'm going to make a little room up top because we do have these extra cards here. Might be a tight squeeze, but we can do it. Best messages, please, for your presence. That one's coming out too. We got a lot of messages coming through from Spirit, and not surprising, not surprising. Sin of Envy. Okay, this is kind of an unusual deck, so it's not really a rider weight deck, as it were. Prince of Coins, Ace of Coins. And at the bottom of the deck, Prince of Birds. So that's like a Page of Air, Page of Pentacles. It's my little big skull, little skull. Got some more skulls. I'm going to keep myself out of the stores. See, this one's popping too. I'm going to keep myself out of the stores next few days because there's going to be a lot of witchy stuff on sale, including black candles. So if you ever feel like you got the Malochio, burn a black candle. That's the fastest way to get rid of it. Burn a Black Candle is a really good witchcraft book that came out last year, or maybe the year before. I would recommend that as well. Oh, we got another one popping. And it's like, stop talking, start reading. This one is on the floor up. So this wants to be here. Excuse me. Blah, my fingers. Oh, that's good. King of Swords. Queen of Wands. Page of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, Five of Wands. So what I'm seeing right away is we have, of course, the High Priestess is very prescient. We have got 3 aces. We've got the 2 pages of Pentacles here. Another page. Court cards. Okay, so let's start with, and you know, this would be a major arcana. Two, 3, 5. So let's start out with these aces here. We'll start from the beginning. New beginnings, right? So you've got aces in 3 different suits. That's tremendous. New things are on the horizon. it's kind of a new year, as it were, when the sun dies and begins its descent into the underworld. So these are seeds that will be gestating under the cold earth, waiting to be born in the spring, whatever spring may mean. Not necessarily the actual season, but the period of time in which it takes to gestate, and then the refreshing energy where they will sprout. And with these pages here, I see that it's moving, it's in motion. Particularly in your practical life, there are resources here that you're discovering. I was recently doing a reading where I was talking about the page being kind of where the operational end of things starts to kind of come to light. You're like, oh, now I'm getting an idea of how I can do this. And then the night will put that in motion and start making it happen. So you have an idea that has a practical application, right? So, so we do have the coins here, and but it's something emotional and something rational, right? So, like, sometimes when you have a cups notion, it's like, doesn't seem possible because it's just in your feelings or whatever, especially if you've been taught to repress your feelings, and you've probably definitely been taught to suppress your feelings if you're a really sensitive person who is into mysticism, especially. But it has like a practical application, and it's got the rational idea and thought and the words that can express it. So it can be presented as a verbal, visual presentation with a plan eventually, and it comes from the heart. It's something that comes directly from like what you want to do. And if you're going to be manifesting anything in your life, you need to be feeling it as well. So it's very important that the cups be here, because it's got a lot of juice. It's got this energy of the Page of Pentacles telling you, giving you ideas about how to do it. Of course, it's, not fully formed yet. You've got, the Page of Birds, so there's like ideas that are forming and the research that is being done. The Page of Swords, I often think of it as the R&D stage, and he does tend to be kind of a defensive character. Like, I've got this idea, and like, don't want anybody to mess with it, right? And when an idea is new, that might be wise, to not tell people your plans while it's fresh and you don't have everything thought through or planned through or felt through. It's not completely fully formed. You may want to keep it to yourself and defend your ideas so that you don't run into any naysayers that kind of, deflate your balloon before you've got it fully inflated. Keep your energy up. If you want to keep it to yourself, that's totally fine. And then, because also we have the Two of Swords here, so that's kind of like, is it going to work this way or is it going to work that way? Is it going to work this way or is it going to work that way? And like in the Rider-Waite deck, she has her arms crossed, her eyes blindfolded, but her legs open. So like there's kind of this, receptive and or birthing kind of energy with that figure, or poised to move off of the bench, and start going. But there is, also that protective pose of crossing the swords over your heart so that there's no intrusion into your thoughts and into the thoughts that are coming out of your heart, right? These are right next to each other. So there are thoughts coming from your heart, and then there's like ideas about ways to make it practically happen. So it's like pulling it down from, the astral realms into the actual world, from, the dream and the desire, from spirit guiding you into your body and your mind and your heart and your life, and your practical life. So seeing the sin of envy here, this is where I'm seeing that, you might have some naysayers for your ideas before it comes to full fruition, so don't do that. Don't look at what other people have done or are doing. Don't compare your work to anybody else's. You can't compare your insides to somebody else's outsides, in general, usually, ever, but also, like, when it comes to this particular idea, you're going to end up doing it in a way that nobody else has done it. So, and it's going to take a lot of work. So, like, being envious of what somebody else has doesn't really do you any good, because your goals are going to bear fruit in a different way than what somebody else has done, and are going to be enacted in a different way than the way that somebody else has done it, right? So, like, say, even if it ends up being very similar, right? You say you work as a salesperson for, God, who knows, Dunder Mifflin Paper Company, and your coworker sells more paper than you in the quarter, and they buy a Corvette. They buy a yellow Corvette, right? Well, maybe the next quarter, you're soliciting different clients. You sell a bunch of paper, but you also sell a bunch of envelopes, and then you end up buying a red Corvette, right? So, like, the situations there are, like, really, really similar, but each person attained a similar goal in a similar way, but it ended up different, right? Everybody's got different timing. They've got different methods. They've got different clients. They've got different preferences for what they're going to attain at the end of their work, and it does take work. So it just doesn't do any good to be envious of somebody, because then you're going to miss out on what your special talents are to get to your goals. Even if your goals are similar to another person, even if you're doing a similar thing, your method is unique to you, and so you need to follow your own plan, because this will just distract you from understanding what your talents are. And so that brings us to these here, right? Well, actually, let's talk about the Five of Wands first, because, like, that can be some kind of competition. And competitive energy can be excellent because it can generate ideas, It's like in the traditional card, the Five of Wands, people are kind of bantering back and forth. And, like, in the shadow aspect of the card, it's bickering and just senseless arguments. But in the positive sense of the card, it is like lively banter. And people being like, well, why don't we do it this way? How about this way? No, I like this song better by this band. And no, this is the best song by them. And, like, oh, well, I didn't think about it that way. And, like, yeah, you're right. The chorus is interesting in that one, but, this one's still my preference. And, like, people kind of, like, sort out, like, who they are from kind of kicking around their ideas and inspirations with other people who have some similar but different kind of things going on, and in the traditional card, the wands are forming a pentacle, so the 5-pointed star, right? So it's like this fiery inspiration that's meant to come together as a physical object. So banter, spitballing ideas, that's great. Keep your own counsel as long as you want. The High Priestess is a, secretive creature as well. But, like, again, other people, the way they do it is if it doesn't inspire you, if it evokes envy in you, then it's just going to get in your way. We've got 2 great court cards here. Queen of Wands, she gets whatever she wants. She is a master of the law of attraction. Maybe only the Magician being above her in that talent. Oh, I'm so thirsty. And then the King of Swords, completely rational, knows exactly what to do, follows the letter of the law, knows the law. If you're a creative type, you may want to find a lawyer. Just as far as, like, practical concerns, to draw up contracts, and or an accountant, maybe. This is like a practical professional. So if you're a creative person and those sort of, like, line item type jobs aren't really your forte, you know, like finding somebody who's like a wizard at like spreadsheets and numbers and, you know, reading documents and accuracy and that sort of thing might be a really great idea for you to have that person in your, on your team. And there is teamwork here, right? So Three of Pentacles is definitely about like getting a project going and like collaborating and having all of the different elements together. So there's, you know, in the Rider-Waite deck, there's the craftsperson, the architect, and then the financer, right? So there's the person who creates the energy to make it happen, the person who makes the plan of what you're going to do, and then the person who does it, right? And that kind of represents the three kind of types of signs of mutable, fixed, and cardinal. So, but that could be all you, but I suspect that there are people to help you as time goes on. But it's a good idea to think about exactly what you need to make your plans happen before you go ahead and like start collaborating with people, so that you know exactly what the expectations are for another person to enact, right? That's really important, because if you're giving a person a job without your intentions clear, then it's just wasting everybody's time, and there's no sense of accomplishment in that, right? We need to talk more about the High Priestess. It does seem like a divinely inspired idea and something that's like coming from deep within your intuition. It could be involved with spiritual work, intuitive work. You could just have an instinct about something on the market, maybe. This seems very kind of like business oriented. It's interesting. But like something on the market where there's like a niche in the market that you just have this intuition that is going to be needed going forward, and you want to fill it. So again, that might be a reason to kind of hold your cards close to your chest, so that, you know, you're developing the idea without any bugs in it before somebody else jumps out with a similar idea that's not as well executed. I see like kind of a possible wanting to jump ahead and just get it done with the, you know, some of these swords energies that can be like really fast moving, but like you want to do everything really, really correctly. And I think that's why we've got these like pages of pentacles, because pentacles move slowly and deliberately. So like I would be deliberate and do quality over quick work, right? Let's look at these things. Balance and battle. Oh, okay. So like battle is kind of here, right? You might have to like really stand up for your idea. It might be something that people don't really believe. They're like, oh my God, that sounds like hoodoo, right? Or like, who are you? Like some kind of, you know. Some people might not believe that you have the talent that it takes to get this done. But that's, you know, you don't need to fight about it. The battle here might be about, because there's not much fire here, right? There's the Queen of Wands. That's like, and the Five of Wands. So this might just be about like having to believe really in your inspiration and your ability to manifest your desires. Let's see if this one gives us, yeah, bond, right? And also you might feel like you can't trust people to work with. But this is showing that you can, and you can follow your instincts with these people. There's a good partnership here with this rational, and maybe if you're the Queen of Wands, you know, this person comes across as being like too rational for you and not passionate and not invested, and the other way around, like you maybe be like, okay, You know, I'm the numbers person. I've got like this really like solid idea, this really solid like, you know, practical earthly idea, and then this person is coming in with their creative energy and they're just like being too flaky to actually make it happen. You know, it's like, but again, you know, the Five of Wands ultimately at its best is about having that banter and throwing around those ideas and really like getting it all out there, so that you can ascertain how it's all going to work together in a solid form. So keep talking, keep communicating about it. You have, you know, even though, you know, like I'm saying, like cards close to the chest, you've got swords, you've got this like brilliant idea of swords. You might be able to write it out better than you can speak it. King of Swords is like a masterful communicator. There's just the shadow side of this card is speaking too brusquely without like emotional consideration. So that, you know, so find that balance between the fiery inspiration and the rational execution of detailed ideas. You're going to have to paint with broad strokes and attend to delicate details at the same time. And whomever you're working with, you know, whether it be in a business situation or a love situation, a household, you know, any kind of partnership that's happening, there's just going to be a lot of like sussing and working things out to enact the plan. Oh yeah. Yeah. So the light, right? This is all like super, super positive energy. And we, you know, we've got these other cards here. So let's see what's going on with those. Four of okay, so we've got more pentacles. This is a very practical idea. 3 to 4, 3 to 4. Yeah, 1, 3, 4. You know, and the 2 can be a little bit confusing. I think we've got enough, you know, kind of like, bleh. But you got the 2 here, so like things are progressing. There's going between elements, so it does seem like there's a lot of great balance in here. And then okay, another page, right? Page of Swords. So, oh, I guess that's my misunderstanding. This is a Knight of or Prince of Birds. Wait. Interesting. Well, anyway, we're intuitively reading. We do have the Page of Swords here. I guess maybe this would be more of a Cups energy. Huh. Well, that's great. Because, you know, we are we're missing out on little cups here, and being just this one. So if this is cups, that kind of ends up sort of resolving this energy here, you know, between passion and rationality. This a little imbuing it with a little bit of emotional energy seems very, very welcome. Cool. Okay. Everything's coming up Millhouse. All right. Now these guys, yeah. Okay. Yes. So we got another double of the 4 of Pentacles here. Confirmation. 7 of Swords. Again, I think that comes to, you know, this like battle energy, defending your idea, making sure that nobody discourages you, that nobody's like sneaking around, not communicating, that you're not like... Keeping your cards close to your chest is different than not communicating to people what they need to know to work efficiently. You know, you don't want to be sneaking around with anything. It's okay to like keep secrets, but when it comes time to work with others, communication is going to be very, very key. And we see that here. We see that here. And, you know, you want to avoid battle by speaking openly. Here's the Page of Swords. You're going to want to speak openly about what you need from other people when you start working on a team. When you're forming your ideas, it's okay to keep your own counsel, you know, until you've got those ideas formed. But when it comes to working with other people, you know, don't hold back your resources. You can be conservative, but not hold back what other people need to do to help you enact your goals. And Four of Pentacles can also be about not receiving wealth. You know, you might be like so used to having to save money, pinch every penny to like get by, and you're not taking in the thing that you need to make your goal come to life. This is a good partnership. It's a bond. It is in the light. It has the blessings of the High Priestess. You can trust it. You can trust it. All right, my friends, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. Thank you in advance for likes, shares, comments, subscribes, memberships, all that good stuff. Please check out the description box for other ways to interact with the channel. I love being here to read with you. It really does like make my gratitude practice so rewarding and so awesome just to be here and talking about these cards with you. So please, during this season where we go underground to generate our new life and to rest and to compost, bear in mind that you are sovereign of your life and that we stand on the shoulders of giants and that there's so much in life to be grateful for, to be grateful for being alive. This is an electricity ship. This is power to the people. Peace.